Ryan literally just released a video
Hopefully it came out.
saying who he's dating, right?
I did just release a video saying who I'm dating, yeah. And then we like kissed, and then we just stayed there, and then the tongue came in, swirling around.
Off. The pill.
You guys like that new intro?
That was
Off the
sick.
pill intro? Off the pill.
Good job, David.
Yeah, David did that. We didn't.
Nice.
We're not the ones singing that. Okay, well, welcome back to another exciting episode of Off the Pill podcast.
The original podcast crew.
The OG crew. It's only been like 1 month. We've only done like 5 episodes.
We've done the most together, though.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Even
That
on
is
second
true.
channel.
Yeah. But before we get started today, I have a very big announcement.
Wait, like, for reals?
Is that you guys acting? They already know what it is. But guys, we finally did it. Thanks to a lot of you guys out there. And it was a continuous joke, but we finally have our first sponsor of the podcast. So I'm gonna read it real quick. Our sponsor is called Seatgeek. And you guys said you have actually
heard
of
about
it.
it.
Okay. But I'm just gonna read the talking points because that's what I'm supposed to do apparently. I'm still new
It's
to
your
this.
first time.
This is my first time.
Be gentle with
We're
it.
doing
I know,
great.
Be gentle with me, guys. SeatGeek. It is a ticket app that makes buying super simple. They put all the tickets in one place so you can focus on what matters most, the live experience or the live experience. One makes more sense. You can find all events on SeatGeek like NBA, Ariana Grande, Travis Scott, literally any show or game I guess you can probably think of is probably there. What do I have to tell you? Oh, you get $20 off your first SeatGeek order. You don't have to do that. You get $20 off your first SeatGeek order with the code Higa.
Oh.
Higa. See how special I am?
Special.
I'm
Anyway,
gonna
there's
use it.
going to be a link right at the top of the description. So click it, download the app, use code Higa for $20 off tickets. That is a deal. That is a good deal. And you know what, guys? If you're out there and you're actually going to buy tickets, save $20, make us look good. So they're like, hey, you know what? Let's sponsor this podcast. They're only doing this episode.
For real.
And maybe one in the future. But it would be nice to have a consistent sponsor.
Yeah.
Dude, you killed it
Thank you, dude.
on your very first sponsor
That
announcement.
was great. That was fantastic.
I did almost mess up on the part where I said the live experience. The live experience. I should probably read and practice these things before I go live. Before I go live on top podcasts, I should probably practice. Anyway, thank you, SeatGeek, our first sponsor.
Nice. Very nice.
But now that we've taken care of that,
Pretty sick. Exciting. Oh,
I
yeah.
know. There's so many new things, man. We got the
Well,
intro.
How about this? Since, this is like our first sponsor, if you were to see a concert or a sporting event, where would you go?
The first one that they have listed here, the NBA.
Spurs.
I actually have. I haven't used SeatGeek yet, but if they're a consistent sponsor, I'm saying we might get some hookups. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, does that mean I get to consistently have a $20 off?
I think on your first purchase.
I know that's what it says, but I mean, come on.
Come on.
Just make a new account every time.
Yeah, I guess. Well, just type in Higa so that it looks good, so that we look good, and it's like, oh man, we got to give these guys more money.
Oh, yeah. What would
Yep.
you use?
Yeah.
Or where would you go?
I would want to go to like a comedy show.
Comedy show?
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
I see a lot of people actually. So Blackpink, I believe.
What's that?
Oh man, I hope I'm not messing it up. But they have a show in LA now, like a concert. It's a K-pop group, real popular, and a lot of people.
Blackpink?
Yeah,
Is a K-pop group.
yeah female K-pop group.
I've
And
never heard.
they-
They should probably know this.
They I see a lot of people on Twitter trying to get tickets, and there's like 2,000 people in the queue before them online,
Damn.
and like people were buying tickets from online vendors as well.
Wait, Blackpink? Who is
Yeah.
this? Is this new? Like a new?
No, they've been
Are
around
they-
for a while.
Well, they can't be like. I mean,
They're not
like
SNSD
BTS,
old.
right?
no, they're pretty big.
They're bigger than BTS.
No, they're not bigger than BTS, but as a
Oh.
female group, they're huge.
Damn.
Hey, did you guys know?
Get him.
I don't know if this is gonna get us some hate, but did you guys know that BTS in Korean means something
What does it mean?
to Korean Americans? I think I don't know about Koreans.
What does this stand
Wait.
for?
It stands.
What?
They call BTS actually stands for something. Not the group.
Okay.
When they say after it's a saying in I don't know about in Korea, but for Korean Americans, BTS means burning Tongkomong syndrome or something like that. Tongkomong, is it Tongkomong?
I'm not Korean, but
I
you've
know
said something
it's
like
something like
this
burning
before.
Tongkomong sensation or something like that, and that basically means like after you eat spicy food when you get fired poop.
No.
So BTS actually means like fire poop.
Nice.
Burning butthole.
Hey, it's probably because they got that fire shiz.
And that's probably the name of one of their songs, Fire Shiz or something like
Yeah.
that. That sounds like a BTS song.
Very
BTS is hype.
inspirational.
Dude, they have so many hardcore fans that like even just now had to be like, man, I should wear this very carefully. We're about to get
BTS
hella
is
hate.
hype though.
The thing about them is they have a lot of inspirational songs that have like good meaning to their lyrics, but their fans.
How can you understand it?
No, it's the lyrics and like the meanings and stuff, and you see them. You can have them translated, but it's weird because a lot of times certain parts of their fandom will be way too aggressive and like not live what they're praising. You know?
So if they're saying like, yeah, peace and unity, and then like their fans are like kind of not doing that.
Yeah.
That's like most people though.
Yeah, I
think?
mean,
That's
everybody.
like-
people
that's
get
a-
excited. You know, we
That's
all
like a-
get a little excited.
It's a cult. It's a cult
I don't.
almost.
Well,
It's a hypocrite.
All right, don't put this on. Does not reflect the views of the Octave
Hypocrite
podcast.
cult.
I mean, isn't that a saying, cult fandom
Yeah.
kind of thing? So makes sense.
Yeah, but they are. I mean, from the moment we had BTS, meaning behind the scenes, on
Yeah.
our second channel videos since I don't know how long, and I don't know where or when it started happening, but all these people, and I've just seen it grow over the years. These BTS army fans have been there since I don't know. Do you remember when it started happening?
I don't remember exactly, but
I just kept thinking, yeah.
all of a sudden there was all these people say like BTS army, and then at first I thought they meant like behind the scenes.
Yeah, behind the
army.
scenes
I was
army.
like, yeah.
I was like, yeah, they're representing our behind the scenes. They really care about us.
And then quickly I learned that it wasn't
Yeah.
that.
I don't know. It's amazing how far they've come.
It's crazy. And are they like considered the like most successful K-pop group?
I would say so.
Yeah.
Ever?
probably,
I would. Yeah.
I would at least in the US for sure. Didn't they hit like one of their first number one, like the first Korean
That's crazy.
K-pop band to hit like number one in the billboards or something?
But they were also on, I think, like Time Magazine, like the front page.
Damn.
Hmm.
That's
And that's-
crazy.
yeah.
Really, I can't even
Impressive.
I can't picture a bunch of Asians on Time Magazine,
Mm-mm.
let alone one.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do
I
they
actually don't really read Time magazines.
do
Unless
they
they
have
wanna,
to learn
you know.
English? Or
Huh?
do they all speak Korean? Or do they like
They've learned English, so they do interviews in English and stuff.
like for the audience?
Yeah.
Damn, that's so crazy.
Well, it's crazy that I thought K-pop was kind of like dying.
Mm-hmm.
I mean that's why we didn't really like keep going with the whole BGA thing. But
Yeah.
I mean, people keep asking. I thought we would get tired of it, by the second one. But
still-
we're working on another
Yeah,
one.
they still. Oh.
You heard it.
Hot.
Damn,
That is
hot
a-
off the press.
What is it? What is it called when you give out information that has
Leaks.
exclusives?
Yeah.
Exclusive.
Yeah.
Is that copyrighted? Can we do that?
Damn.
Well, I mean, if you guys are doing another,
We're working
BTS
on another song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys could get a show and have a concert, and then people could get their tickets at SeatGeek.
There you go.
Damn.
To get your show at, or Sigi could set it up because we can't afford to put on a show. We don't got that kind of money. We ain't got those. We ain't got that kind of fan base buying all that stuff, all that merch.
How
That's
about
sick.
you, Will? How about you? Where
Where would I
you
go? I
yeah,
would probably pick a concert.
Mhm.
Honestly, I'm usually not too picky when it comes to concerts. I mean, as long as it's like a music group that I like, I'm down,
Yeah.
Or sports, like go into like a fun sports event, go like support Jeremy or see the
Ooh.
Spurs. Like, I'm down.
Yeah.
SeatGeek.
Jeremy just went over to the Raptors. Yeah.
Yep. He's
For those of you who don't know,
He-
Jeremy Lin.
Jeremy Lin
Yeah.
just he wasn't traded. He's bought out. Basically, he went from the Atlanta Hawks, who are in the bottom probably 5 teams in the whole league, to literally like the top, maybe like top 3 team.
Mhm.
So he legit has a chance to win a ring. Not likely because the Golden State's always going to be the favorite, but God, I don't know. Don't get me going on basketball.
Get
Get me
him.
going on basketball. Nobody cares about basketball.
Whose sleeves are you grabbing in basketball?
Oh man.
We're gonna do a side podcast of Ryan in sports.
I know. I want to do like a sports podcast. So there's There's this player on the Raptors, actually, Danny Green, who has a podcast called The Green Room, I think.
He has a podcast?
Yeah, Danny Green has a podcast.
That is so cool.
But I'm a fan because, you know, he was a Spur.
Yeah.
You know, one of my favorite Spurs, but he got traded in the whole Kawhi Leonard trade. Again, I don't know if we should stay on the topic of basketball, but basically he has a podcast, and I would definitely be down.
Damn.
And if he's down, Danny Green. Actually, there's a chance now. We have a connection. I can tell Jeremy, hey, get Danny Green. Not even Jeremy. Hey, let's get Danny Green on here. Hey, let's get. Oh, you know what'd be funny? We got to get Kawhi Leonard and see how much we can get him to talk.
Oh, that would be good.
Honestly, you would be good for like a sports like podcast talk.
I would
feel
like to talk about basketball and maybe like fighting,
Yeah.
like UFC or MMA.
These are your hobbies, and it is your podcast.
I'm not a fighter.
You know, no, it's your hobbies that
Yeah,
you
I
like
know.
these.
But
things,
you like
though.
those
But I
kinds of
know it's like
sports.
it's such a different. Even when I tweet about like when I'm watching fights and stuff, my replies are so like empty because nobody cares. All like the people who follow me and stuff do not associate me with basketball or with MMA or any of that. But that's like my interest.
Damn, we're about to have a second channel podcast for sports. First channel is Off the Pill. Second
Sponsored
channel
by
is
Seatgeek.
They didn't even agree to it, and they're like,
Yeah.
oh, well, we're kind of cornered into it
Yeah,
now.
you're
sports.
right.
That'd be sick.
Mhm.
Hell yeah.
But,
Ryan's reviews.
Ryan's
yeah,
reviews.
let's get off the topic of
sports.
sports because I already know people are so uninterested.
That'll be on the side podcast.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like hobbies. So why don't we just go into hobbies and stuff? Because this, I guess, when it's us and it's not about the guests and us having a guest, like, you know, the audience just want to get to know us a little bit more and hear about like what things we like to do. So Ryan, you know, a lot of people are curious, like, oh, when you're not making videos, which is almost 24/7, what do you like to do in your free time? Because even
what do you mean not making videos 24/7?
dude? Because you're always like working. We talked about it on the podcast. That
Oh, I thought you meant I thought you meant I'm not working on videos 24/7. I was like, that's pretty much all we do.
No, I think I said when you're not
Okay,
making videos,
yeah.
which is 24/7.
Got it, okay.
Yeah.
Then what?
Like,
What was the
what are your hobbies that you actually like to do in your spare time?
That I actually do? I mean,
Yeah.
I think I talked about this, like just video games and
Video games, yeah.
basketball. Watching basketball and fighting. We just
Pretty much it, yeah.
There's not that much, honestly. Very boring people. We don't go out normally
Mhm.
unless people are in town. Actually, yeah, that's pretty much the only time we ever go out. We're very boring people. Actually, you go out a lot.
I try to go out.
Do you
I don't
consider
like to.
exercise a hobby, kind of? Or like staying
Yeah,
fit?
yeah.
That's a definite
something to do on
big
your
hobby.
free
Yeah.
time.
You have quite a
I
few.
have too many
You're
hobbies.
an outdoorsman for
Yeah,
sure.
I have too many. I'm like a hobbyist for hobbies. Like hobbies are my hobby, pretty much.
Mhm.
Like there was one time where I kind of got into this tabletop game called Warhammer, and it was basically like
I remember
models
that.
and painting, and it just like it put together a lot of things that I like to do. So like models, and then I also like playing board games, and I also like painting. So it was like very easy for me to be like, man, I want to like get into it, and I had fun doing it. I kind of stopped for a little bit because it's a lot of money and time
Mhm.
and stuff. But and then I got into board games and I collected tabletop board games, computer games, any other games you can add to that
I
list.
guess so. Pretty much, we're just a bunch of because
Just
Paco,
games.
you play video games. That's like
Too
your-
much.
Yeah,
Too much.
it's like almost like a borderline addiction.
Uh-huh.
I think, especially for you,
Yeah.
because you will sacrifice your sleep. Like even come into work and be like, oh, you didn't sleep for like you only slept a couple hours because you're playing video games that night till however a.m. in the morning. Sleep a little bit and you wake up and play games before you come in, and like you just look exhausted.
Yeah.
That's an addiction.
Because
Because you know that you know that you have. It's not like a defense. Like I mean, it's true. You have like an addiction to gaming.
Yeah,
it's a real thing.
I mean, like, okay, so Ryan has always said, like, oh, you have an addictive personality, which is like I get addicted to things very quickly.
Yes.
Like things that easily interest me, I will just dive into
Mhm.
very hard. And I just go through like little seasons of having, so kind of like you, like having hobbies,
Yeah.
but I go to the extent of not eating or sleeping sometimes, just
Yeah.
learning about these. Do you guys have any? Have
I
you?
mean, that's a
ever-
good. That's also not necessarily a horrible quality. Some people with addictive personalities actually become, some of the best athletes, some of the best, like, because if you're spending that much time on something, you're bound to be good at it. You know, if you're going to spend that much of your time investing in like studying and figuring out how you're going to be better at whatever it is, like, I mean, that's how you become good, right? Like, you kind of have to be an addict to a certain degree.
Yeah, but I think I could spend my time on a lot better things.
Yeah,
For
you
sure.
could, but I'm just saying, like, people with addictive personalities, if you think about it, like Michael Phelps, he's probably addicted to swimming. You know, like he's probably he focuses on, oh, how can I become a faster swimmer, or how should I train? And the same thing with every basketball player. I'm sure they watch tape on themselves. Like, people with addictive personalities are actually the people who succeed usually. I can't think of many people who are completely successful who aren't that kind of personality.
So because you're successful in making videos, would you say that you were addicted to making videos or making people laugh, or what made you grab onto YouTube very, very like with your whole life, I guess?
I mean, I think I was, it also changes a lot. I think you have to be addicted. For me, I was addicted to the fact of trying to create things that I couldn't do in the past, like create new things and try and create things that are different. And then it's very unsatisfying when I have to settle for something that's not something new. Even if it does well, even if I create a video that does really well, it's sometimes super unsatisfying for me, because it's just like, man, I already did a video like this, or I already did this joke, but in a different way. It's not unique, you know?
So like, what videos would those be?
A video that did well that I didn't,
That you
was
weren't
unsatisfied. I mean, there's a lot. And there's videos that I mean, I can't even go through all of them.
How about just the one that's sticking out right now?
One that sticks out that did well,
Yeah.
that I am not necessarily proud of.
Like, was it Fortnite or?
In the Fortnite, we did some new things in that, which I was like kind of happy about. I would say probably something along the lines of like a, even like when we did the How to Be Ninja 2, it's like, it's kind of a parody of a parody. And it was just like, oh, it was, well, you know what? It was fun because we did the fighting thing, and that was different.
Yeah.
But the
Trying to
rest
think
of it,
of
I was
one.
just like that's like my excuse to kind of do something different by using something that's not, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it was my way. I literally, all I wanted to do was do that fight scene. So I wrote the entire script to be just good enough, not great. The rest of the script is not, it's not good. It's just like basic like jokes that are not, to me at least, it's not the most creative thing in the world. But I was very satisfied, and I was happy with it because of the end scene. Because we didn't do anything like that. We never did an action sequence like that. So, I mean, that's my version, I guess.
Yeah.
Of that.
I would say probably it's it's probably safe to assume that if there's any kind of like cinematic qualities, you're usually pushing for, like, that's usually you trying to push it into like a new realm of like making it higher quality. And then if it's like a list or like something where it's like more vlog heavy, that's probably something you're less likely to be satisfied with, right? I mean, I don't want to speak for you, but
yeah, no, I mean, it's just like I mean, especially before, I used to use these videos to like sneak in things. Like if I wanted to act more, I would put in a scene where it has to be more dependent on acting versus just straight up jokes. But then obviously those don't usually do as well, because it's not what people are used to and what they want.
Right.
They just want the same specific format for the most part. I mean, and whether they I don't know if people are listening agree or not, it reflects in the numbers. Numbers always show, and the likes and dislike ratio. So, I mean, despite what people say, that's just how it is. You know?
All right.
proof is in the pudding.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Why did that make you laugh?
I don't know, because I feel like we said that last time. No, no. See, I remember references, man.
Hobbies. So your hobby is gaming, right?
Yeah.
And that's it, pretty much. Like that's your main hobby, huh? Oh, and video making. That's kind of hobby.
I just like my main hobby is making people laugh.
So stand up.
Yeah, just any form of comedy. I just like that. Not so much making videos. Making videos is just a way to make people laugh.
Right.
So
Let's talk about this new hobby you both have been into. That
Fishing?
You've been trying to. No.
dude, fishing is great.
No, it's not.
Come on,
You missed out. That's when Sean was here.
dude.
I was talking about that game you keep trying to get me to play.
Apex?
Yeah.
I'm not even a fan of it.
You're never. So Paco is
I am.
No,
such a hipster. Like anything that becomes popular, if we weren't into Apex or if nobody was really into it, he would be like, "This game's so dope, you guys gotta try it." But the moment it becomes popular, he's like, "I'm not even about that, dude." I remember when Fortnite was getting big, and I was telling him, I was like, "Hey, this game's." He was into PUBG because I was like the less popular one and the original, and I stopped playing PUBG because I was playing Fortnite. This is years ago or 2 years ago.
I told you about Fortnite
Probably
first.
more than
No,
two.
you did not.
I did because I said they're coming out with a game.
Oh yeah,
that is
okay,
similar
but
to-
you didn't play it. But you refused. You're like, oh, you're one of those. You play Fortnite, and then was it a few months later? He's just the guy playing more Fortnite than I ever played, and he's just like, and he was the one telling me, "Oh wow, you're playing Fortnite. I'm a PUBG. I play real games."
Yeah, it was a better game.
PUBG?
Yeah.
Well, not in terms of numbers. I don't think it is.
You are like that though.
I would say so.
It's it's not a bad quality. It's just funny that it's like
It is. It's
if
hypocritical.
someone tells you, dude, you gotta watch this show. This show is amazing. Like I love the show. Your first reaction is like, all right, whatever, and then you watch it and you're like, it was cool. Even if in the back of your head you're like, that show was dope.
No, not true at all.
I don't think.
Not
I think it
true at
actually
all.
makes him believe that it isn't good when it could be because he sets himself up for expectations. That's what I
Yeah,
think.
the expectation is so
But
much higher.
you know what? There's a lot of people like that, and that is like the hipster mentality, and it makes me curious. Like, what? Let's break this down a little bit. Like, let's go inside the mind of Paco.
But
What makes you? You're aware and you
I'm very
acknowledge
aware, yeah.
you acknowledge that that's how you think. So why? Do you know why? Or
Well, for me, a lot of it is like it's like, you know how you said like a general audience will like a certain thing, and it's not necessarily the smartest or the funniest or the most well thought out. And so that's where I'm coming from, where I'm like, okay, this may be good to a larger audience,
sure,
but do I like it? Or am I going to like it because other people are liking it?
You like Apex.
No, I don't.
Don't lie.
No, after I played it a couple of times, I was like, oh, it's just another BR.
You like it.
No, I don't. No, the reason why I don't like it is because it's very fast paced, similar to Black Ops, and that's why I liked PUBG because it was slower, it's more thought out.
Yeah.
You know, there's other ways that you
I
can
could
do
see
this.
that. Yeah.
okay.
I guess so.
I don't
Well,
have
that's-
good
But you liked
hands.
Fortnite. Fortnite's a kind of a faster pace than PUBG.
But it's faster than PUBG, but it's slower than Black Ops and Apex.
yeah, I guess so.
So I have the ability to still try and think my way out of situations.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Like
Well, for that specific scenario, okay,
Yeah.
I get that. But I mean, you like you said, you acknowledge that that's a quality of yours.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and I'm still trying to figure out the root of that. I think it's something along because I know a lot of people like that. It's not just you.
No, yeah.
I mean that's what a hipster is, right? It's like
That's like the stereotype.
you just
yeah.
want the stereotypical hipster,
Right.
Somebody who wants to be different from the mainstream.
Sure.
I don't know if that's a good definition.
They
of
don't
that.
want to be caught liking what's hot or like.
Yeah,
You know,
I mean that's like I don't know what the technical term. I don't want to offend people. I know I told Greg once that he was a hipster, not knowing it was a bad thing, and I think he was a little offended. But it's because he has the mustache, and he had like you would wear like overalls and stuff like. I don't think he means to.
drinking some
I don't know.
kombucha. Like,
I mean, I didn't mean it like at the time it wasn't a negative thing.
Yeah.
I think I was just like, oh, that's like a hipster thing. Because
Sure.
I was living in LA, and we were drinking all these jar things, and I was like, oh, yeah, Greg's pretty hipster, and I think he got legit offended.
Was
a
it
little
a
bit.
mason jar?
It was one of those. I don't know. We're at like one of those typical LA places with like a jar where they put water. I just want a cup. I don't want a jar.
Probably a
You know what I
mason
mean?
jar. Probably
Yeah,
a
and that's
mason
pretty
jar.
hipster, don't you think?
It is. It is.
Yeah.
I like jars.
Freemason jar. Anyway, it makes me think like, I get that, but like, what makes somebody like that? Is it the fact that they're insecure about the fact that they need to be different, or is it because they feel like they need to be? It's cooler to not be similar because everybody wants
I
to be
never
different,
thought about
right?
this. I never thought about this.
This is my thought process as to why I'm like that, and it's just because I was always kind of different, and I was seen as different, and that's almost my identity. And so because for my whole life I've been different and I like different things.
Right.
There's no reason for me to like normal stuff.
I grew up very different too,
Yeah.
and my thing is my insecurity and the way I coped with it is the opposite. I would try to fit in, so it was much less cool. But
It's just because I'm a stronger person than you that I'm okay
that's-
being different.
That is probably exactly why.
All right, arm wrestle. right now.
I don't want to beat him.
So here's a question for you then. If it was uncool to be different back in the day, and now it's cool to be different, are you going to be not different?
You got me in a catch-22.
Is it mean that much to you? Would you like flip-flop?
No, I think for me, it's just like...
Does that make sense? I don't know
No,
if
it
that's
does. It
confusing.
does. It does. You know, because it's like... I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I think for me, I'm going to do what I find interesting and what I like.
No, but what we're saying is sometimes what you find interesting is affected by what everyone else finds interesting.
Yeah.
Mm.
And that's what part I want to figure out. It's not even like if there was a vortex or like a world universe where you're literally just by yourself, you have all these different routes and choices you can make. Like, oh, I want to be into this game.
Yeah.
I want to do this hobby. You would probably pick something completely, your route tree would be completely different from what it is in this reality. Does that make sense?
No, it does.
That's what I think. That's what I think. I think you're heavily affected by what other people think.
Yes and no. Because if I like something, like
Yes.
PUBG was very popular.
It was.
It was,
It
yeah.
was the
And
popular
I
game,
was
yeah.
still like,
That's true.
oh, I really like this game.
Mhm.
And I stuck with it and I played it a lot. So if I do like it and
But-
it is popular, I will stick with it.
But when Fortnite got popular and I told you to hop on it,
yeah.
what did you tell me?
I was like, ew, gross.
Yeah.
So that
you're
was
one
just-
of those, a little kid who plays Fortnite.
It is a little-
That's your reaction. That's
Yeah.
like your natural reaction
Yeah.
to
Because
it.
it was at the time when I told it to him, I was like, dude, it's bigger. It's bigger than PUBG. Like
Yeah.
way bigger. Why don't you just play this? It's so like there's a reason why people are playing it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
See, I think I'm
'Cause it was
very
free.
I get that mentality, but I am I guess I was just a nerd trying to fit in, you know?
Yeah.
Because
Find
you
yourself.
liked it and you were like, "Oh, this game's sick." So you,
Yeah,
you
I don't, and
wanted to play
especially
it.
for the fact that people are playing it,
Right.
like you know, even more so. I'd be like, okay, I want to be in.
Yeah.
Mm.
You know, I want to be in with the cool kids that are not that cool. No
Yeah,
offense.
do some
No
Fortnite
offense.
dances, dude.
No offense. Yeah, I don't know. I can't do that stuff. So
Well, regardless, I think Ryan would probably like Apex because he likes Black Ops.
anyway,
Yeah.
to the people who don't have context to why I brought this up, is
Yeah.
Will has for every shoot has been trying to pitch me to play this game,
Yeah.
and it's not about me not trying to fit in because I know that the game's getting big.
Yeah. Huge.
The thing is that I'm so different. I'm such a bandwagoner. Like if it gets big enough, I'll probably jump on. I'm the opposite of Paco.
Because you see, like, oh, there's a lot of people playing, so you see the value.
Yeah,
in
and I
it.
should probably learn about it.
Yeah.
Like even just for YouTube.
But I think I'm pretty good at seeing a game and being like, oh, I think Ryan would like this because I know what kind
Yeah.
of play style you like. And I remember seeing Fortnite a long time ago. And the reason why I said it to you, even before it came out, they were working on like their tower defense version, like the
love
single
tower
player. And I was like,
defense.
Ryan, this game is for you. Like we gotta play this. And
Yeah.
you actually probably like that mode better, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I personally do. I like games that you, not just games. I just like things where if you're working on something, if you're gonna put time and effort into it, that you keep that status or like you keep growing with it.
Mhm.
I'm not as big of a fan of something that you just play and then you start over.
Yeah, every single
day.
time. Yeah. That makes sense.
Just because I feel like it's not worth the time.
Yeah.
You know what? They're not a sponsor of this podcast.
No, absolutely not.
SeatGeek.
They're
But-
okay. They're
So
cool.
But they could
Apex, great. Let's move on from that. Enough Apex.
Exactly.
Okay.
Actually, it's about the 30-minute mark. So, and you said Seatgeek.
Oh yeah. You're right. Well, we have to take the shishi break and then we'll come back.
Yeah.
I don't really have to shishi though,
Me neither.
but we have to take the shishi break. It's our normal break
Yeah.
We could literally just say we're gonna take it and sit here.
and pee here. All right, quick shishi break and break. And we're back.
We're back from
From
our
the shishi break. Yes. And oh yes, second one.
Come on, bring it. Bring it.
Cut to our sponsor.
ASMR.
Hold on. What is this? What is this? That's the money reel.
What?
That you just got paid. That's
Like
why.
a fishing reel.
I don't know if I'm supposed to read the same thing twice,
Just
but we have been bringing up Seatgeek a lot. I don't think we normally have to do this, but I'm just going to bring it up again. Just a reminder in case for whatever reason you jump ahead if you're one of those people who just jump ahead of the shishi break. I will say that after our shishi breaks, I think our podcasts get better.
I
to
think
me.
so too.
I think it's because we're warmed up and we're talking like normal. Anyway, back to SeatGeek.
Cut to our sponsor.
Again, SeatGeek. It is a ticket app again, I'm gonna say the same thing because I didn't write anything else down. That makes buying super simple. And basically, I don't think I have to say this again.
No, but
if
tell
you want to
me.
get events
You want me to say
online,
it?
huh? No, if you want to get, you can find all events on SeatGeek, like literally anything, like the NBA, whatever you want to get tickets for, you can get on SeatGeek. Basically, they have a hookup for you. If you're trying to get tickets for an event, you can get $20 off. Your first SeatGeek order with the code HIGA, HIGA. There is a link right at the top of the description. Click it, download the app, use the code HIGA for $20 off tickets.
Higa.
Just your first one, though. Yeah.
HIGA.
Yeah, I should have probably wrote something different for the second time around, so I'm not reading the same
All right.
thing.
Oh.
All right.
Positivity.
Anyway, again, thank you so much to SeatGeek for being our first sponsor, and I hope they do another one in the future. But as of now, this is it.
Very
So,
exciting.
Anyway,
Very first. Good job on your second one. You actually killed it.
that one wasn't good. I just wish like I had something different to say that time.
Well, you got room to grow.
I know. I didn't want to. Anyway, thank you, SeatGeek.
Thanks,
talking-
Geek.
Talking about not doing as well the first time, first impressions are really important. And it looks like Valentine's just happened.
Ooh.
So,
How did you segue?
That wasn't a soundbite. That was me going, ooh.
Ooh.
how did I segue that?
No, I just don't see the correlation. It's okay. Whatever.
You don't need to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Valentine's Day just happened last week.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is, 20th. 21st.
So, I mean,
Or is
Will, we know you have a girlfriend.
I do.
What did you do? You guys do anything
Me
special?
and my girlfriend, Monica, you might have
Uh-huh.
seen her in some videos. We didn't do anything on Valentine's Day. But the day before, we made a really good dinner. I made a super juicy steak. You might have seen it on my Insta story. I don't use it
You guys
very
are-
often.
You guys are a married couple, basically.
No, I made like this really expensive steak, and she made vegetables and potatoes, and it was so good. And then Valentine's Day, nothing. Friday after Valentine's Day, couples massage. Boom.
That's something.
Yeah,
was
that
fun.
sounds
That's
nice.
something.
Yeah,
What about you?
We never do that. Like we've never gotten a massage. It was kind of weird. Like when you go into
What
a
do you
massage-
mean?
Like when you go into a massage and you're like, am I supposed to take my clothes off? Like,
Yeah,
am I supposed
well,
to
I
sit
mean, you
here?
take off some of your clothes. You usually leave your underwear on or put on little
I
shorts.
get completely naked.
Well, sometimes they give you those shorts to wear.
I've never gotten those.
But we were new at it. That's why we were kind of like,
Even when they give you those shorts, did they give you those, by the way?
no.
Like they give you like these boxers.
I was just sitting there in my underwear.
I still do not trust that they wash them,
Yeah.
so I still wear my underwear under the underwear.
Oh, I just get naked.
Oh, so you're dirty.
Yeah, but it's comfortable, dude.
I'm sure. I just
So much
would
more
prefer to.
comfortable.
I don't know how well they're cleaning.
They change their sheets every time
How do you know?
because I see it.
Oh, you see every single person.
No, I saw the washer and dryer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe you just go to a nice spot.
Speaking of massage, this is just a quick little thing I'm going to say.
Mhm.
One time, me and Ryan were on a vacation. Oh, no, we were on a work trip,
You're in Indonesia, I think.
and we were getting a massage. And we were in the same room. The girls that were massaging us were burping.
No,
They just had. I don't know what
I think
what it
they'd eaten
was.
lunch or something.
We thought we were getting pranked.
Legit.
We were in Indonesia and for a show, I believe.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta add on to this story, by the way. But
Okay.
anyway, let me finish this. We were in Indonesia and we told the guy who was taking us out basically like, oh, he's like, what do you guys want to do? I was like, oh, I booked massages for you guys, and it's 2 to a room, so it's like couples massages, but it obviously me and Will, and then I forget who else was with us. Everybody, it was
yeah.
2 to a room.
Yeah.
But anyway, me and Will are in here and we're getting a massage, and these girls come in, these Indonesian women, and they just keep going
Like-
the whole time for over an hour.
Legit.
Like over an hour.
Maybe not that loud, but it was like a,
Like you could hear like someone trying to hold back their burp, and they just kept burping.
yeah.
And then like at one point, I think like 20 minutes in, like they left the room. We started laughing so hard. And once we broke, how like when you and your friend are laughing and you have that connection, and we just didn't even say that. We just woke. We both laid up from the little hole, looked at each other, and just started laughing. They came back and we had to shut up. We put our faces back in the hole, and I could still hear a little bit. And I was doing like the shoulder shakes because it was so fun. I couldn't stop laughing, and it just kept burping.
I don't know. I mean, it was a great massage, but it was a really funny story.
I could have swore that like I could have swore that I don't know if you were thinking this, but I thought for sure we were being filmed. And,
Yeah.
like, somebody was like playing a prank on us
Totally.
because they set up that massage. We
Yeah.
didn't book it. Like we didn't walk in there. It was like set up for us. So I was like, oh my, we're getting pranked. Like I'm waiting for the cameras to come out or whatever.
It was surreal. Like it was like, is this happening? Kind of
Yeah.
thing? But it was because they were both doing it.
Yeah.
Maybe if one of them was just like,
And for an hour of burping, like every like 5 seconds or 10 seconds. It was crazy.
that's the story. That's it. What'd you
Anyway.
do on Valentine's Day?
Well, I can't beat that. I was.
You
I was
better
in
have a
LA.
better-
I was
huh?
just in LA, just hanging out with friends.
I was in LA.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
And I drove home.
you didn't hit me up, but
Yeah, because you were busy working with David.
oh, the first 2 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in LA.
Yeah.
Did you guys celebrate Valentine's Day? Like go out to dinner or do anything fun?
No, I was driving home on Valentine's Day, so I spent the day driving from LA to Vegas, and then being single and playing video games.
Get it.
Hell yeah!
Sounds fun.
It's good stories.
Honestly.
It's a great story.
What'd you do?
Well,
First, Ryan literally just released a video
hopefully it came out.
saying who he's dating, right?
I did just release a video saying who I'm dating. Yeah.
So we can say this now, and this, unless it doesn't come out, then it's this, then it's off the pill
No.
exclusives.
I know if that video is not, it better be done. It better be out before this comes out on Sunday. Yes, I guess yesterday technically it would be. I don't think
hope
I have
so.
specific dates anyway. Yeah, I just said that I just released that I am dating Arden, which most people had already known.
Do claps.
That's real. Thanks.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've been dating for a long time.
Yep.
Oh, while.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, we never said we were gonna hide it per se, but we just didn't feel the necessary to announce it. We didn't want to make it like one of those channels where they just make their things about their relationships.
Yeah.
And then it becomes like messy. I think it becomes like it puts a strain, a different unnecessary pressure
yeah,
on the relationship.
that makes sense. And you guys, I mean, it's your own private life. I mean,
Yeah.
to a certain extent.
But anyway, we didn't try to hide it, but we just didn't announce it.
Yeah.
A lot of people already knew.
Yeah. So what did you guys do for Valentine's?
Valentine's Day. Well, I was there first of all to work with David on another song.
Sure. Why do you guys say it like that?
What are you talking about?
Now you guys make me feel like a douche.
I'm about to.
I don't know
grab
what
your
that even means,
sleeves.
dude. You've been a little off today.
We've been filming all day.
I know. Yeah, we've been filming all day.
I'm tired.
Yeah, I know. Basically, all we did was on Valentine's Day, we just had a dinner. That's it.
Nice.
We went to this place because I was still on keto, and it was a Brazilian
steakhouse?
Brazilian steak place that's like that other place where people come around and they just cut meat off a what is it? I don't even know.
Like
what
a
it's called.
skewer.
They literally come to your table and they say, "Hey, you want this?"
Damn.
Just
Yeah.
stick your fork out and they cut off a piece of meat and they have all these different kinds of cuts of meat.
So good.
Nice. Those places are super good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
awesome.
it was really, especially when you're on keto.
Did you guys kiss?
Ew, yuck! You're sick, dude.
Did
Thick.
you kiss though?
You guys are sick.
But did
Congratulations on the announcement of dating.
Yeah, were you guys surprised?
I was so shocked.
Dude, I didn't know.
Yeah, I know.
Every time anyone asks me, is Ryan and Arden dating? I just go, it's none of my business. Why don't you just tweet them?
You say that?
Yeah. I try not to be rude about it, but I always say, it's none of my business. Why don't you just ask them?
Well, people already knew. Like, there's so many pictures out with like fans and stuff like that. It's like so obvious. We just never really
Confirmed.
we just didn't announce it.
Yeah.
It's like unnecessary, but it's just easier, especially if we're gonna be doing this and like if she's gonna be on it too. Like,
Yeah.
it would be weird to not talk about
Sure.
it. To
Yeah.
avoid that. But yeah, we didn't. Again, not that special. We didn't do anything special.
I mean, going to a nice steakhouse,
Yes.
that's a good one.
And you know what would make that steakhouse better? Is if you kissed. So did
What is
you
What is wrong with you today?
kiss?
What is wrong with you?
What is wrong with me every day?
No, this is extra wrong and weird.
I'm
I think
pretty
you're just
tired.
tired. Yeah, I think we're
Honestly,
all
I'm
we're all a
pretty
little tired. I feel like we've been talking about nothing for this whole podcast.
So when I'm tired, I just wonder if my friends are kissing.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's my thing.
No, I think the way that you're making it sound like is like you're getting some kind of enjoyment out of picturing it.
not picturing it. I just like knowing my boys are,
I'm sure they kissed. Is that what we want to hear?
Yeah, but I want to hear it from him.
You'll just have to keep wondering.
Oh,
dude.
I'm not gonna be able to sleep until I know.
I mean, we just started dating yesterday, so
No.
like, do you think I moved that fast?
Oh God.
Jeez. What, you kiss everybody on the first date? Slut.
Wow, are you
Just kidding.
slut shaming me?
Yeah, I am.
What's wrong with you?
I know we're all acting a little weird today. Sorry, guys. People listening, we literally filmed all day today.
I'm
and,
tired.
yeah, we had to do this podcast though.
How about we
We've
talk?
been consistent so far.
Yeah,
Sorry,
no,
go
we
ahead,
have.
go ahead, go
We
ahead.
have. No. I was gonna say, like, why don't we just, talk about a normal shoot day? What it's usually
Oh,
like.
describe it. That's kind of interesting. I
Is
think.
it?
I mean,
Maybe not to us, but I don't know.
I don't know.
It's not that interesting. They see BTS. Just watch BTS.
I mean, I'll break it down. Very simple. Start at 10. That's like our most common start time. 10
Yep.
o'clock. Usually we come over to Ryan's. Someone picks up like a lot of the equipment. We meet over here, unload it. We'll have like a shot list that's created by Greg and Dana, and then we'll match the equipment to it, and start with whatever shots and film until we're super tired.
See, I told you guys I was really boring.
And then we do a podcast with zero energy.
I know. Well, you know what? This is our first time that we're doing it that I actually feel pretty exhausted. We went a little bit longer than
I
usual.
feel crazy.
I feel bad about this podcast. I feel like I don't even remember what we talked about, to be honest.
It had its moments.
I had 4 energy drinks today, and that's
God.
above my limit.
That's
Oh,
unhealthy.
I almost forgot. I was going to bring up the other story about when we were talking about Indonesia. And a funny story about that. And I don't think I've ever said this publicly, but apparently at that show, I met Rich Chiga.
Oh, really?
He was at our show.
I was there.
Yeah.
I
He was at the show, and I have a picture with him. And he
No
DM'd it to
way.
me, and he's like, crazy, huh?
That's not his name anymore,
Huh?
by the way.
Oh, yeah, Rich Brian. Is it racist to say Chiga?
Well, I mean, he
Well,
rebranded.
I didn't make that up. Like, okay, well, people know him, Rich
Brian.
Brian Rich.
I think he just goes by Brian now. No.
Well, that's awfully similar. No, but
But yeah, he rebranded.
no,
to like
he
his
sent
name.
me a
Yeah.
DM. I don't think he cares that I'm saying this anyway, but he sent me a DM. I was just like, because I guess I was following him. This is after his first big song when he was wearing the pink polo.
Mm.
That video kind of went big.
That's
I was like,
big.
oh, this guy's funny, man. Like this guy's super funny. So I didn't think he was serious about rap. I thought it was like he was like doing like Lonely Island kind of stuff.
Right.
Anyway, I was following him and he DM'd me and was like, oh, send me a picture of me and him. And I was like, what? Where's this from? And it was like apparently he was at our Indonesia show.
What, dude?
Yeah.
I'm
And I had
so sad.
no idea.
Damn.
But anyway,
But you couldn't at the time know, like when you meet him, hey, you're gonna make a song.
no, I mean
that
I
goes
didn't
viral.
know obviously,
That's
but I
true.
just had no idea that because he was backstage where the picture it wasn't like a meet and greet. He was
Oh.
like backstage, so he must have been somebody a part of that, behind the scenes
Mm.
crew people.
I love his stuff.
So yeah.
His stuff is
Anyway,
so good.
Yeah, it's whatever.
that's only because we were talking about. Yeah, you know why? Because everybody likes him. That's why you.
No, I just had to say it, for the bit.
Piss off, mate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of Valentine's Day, and you probably like the person you were with. Segue. We got a topic here that I actually do like.
What
Read
do you
it.
like?
Read it, Paco. Hit me with it.
Oh.
Wait, which one? I don't even know which one you're
It
talking
literally says, "Can you like?"
about. Oh.
I see, guys. We're so tired. I'm so
Segue.
sorry. Anyway, this is a good topic. I've wanted to
Segue.
talk about this
All
actually.
right. Well, the topic is it possible, can you like someone's art even if you don't like the artist? Like, for instance, the whole R. Kelly situation, which is going on right now. There have been many
So rough.
documentaries, articles, exposing how he had harassed and abused people sexually,
Right.
many of which were underage.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people are calling for artists who have collaborated with him to call him out on that.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
So is it possible that you can
he
despise
admi-
the person?
Has he admitted to this?
I'm not
already?
too sure yet.
Or like been proven.
It's
of it.
hard to say because I also like. What if we find out? I mean, obviously, I'm not trying to defend him.
Yeah.
And it seems like a consensus that it's true.
Yeah.
What if we find out later down the road, like, holy crap, we were wrong, and then we start adding to.
I
the
think they have
rumors.
physical evidence of some.
Well, okay, so
of
then
the
it has been
events.
proven then.
Yeah.
But there's so many different cases you can think of. Like,
How do you know
do
he
you
peed on a
still
girl?
like watching the Cosby Show? Do you still like maybe an
Yeah.
actor, even if they have like different political views? Like,
Yeah.
Or
After I-
movies that were created by Weinstein,
Mm.
which
Yeah.
is like a ton of great movies.
exactly. I when I read this, it was something I had thought about before, and I kind of
See, so most people, from what I read, at least, and not that I've seen the document, I haven't seen the documentary.
me neither.
And I don't know if they're completely true. I'm assuming that they are, but I don't want to. I'm not going to say that they are or not because I don't know. But from what I've read, from what people wrote, like I have friends on Facebook, Twitter, and stuff like that. They're all like, it's your. I don't care if you like the song. I used to like his stuff. You can't support it. The consensus is like you can't like the art if the artist is like that. But I don't completely agree with that.
I think I'm in the same boat as you
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah, but I think people are going to be very
Upset about hearing
about
you say
us
this.
saying that, but I feel like, I mean, the reason why I like that, I get not supporting them, like not buying and
Sure,
trying
exactly.
I get that, but like something that is pleasurable to you, like in your ears or in visually, like you can't help but feel a certain way about something.
Yeah.
You're not you don't like him because of R. Kelly the person. It's just good content.
It's whatever he's
Not
created
him specifically,
yeah,
but like even in the Weinstein thing, like what are some movies that Harvey, is that his name, Harvey Weinstein?
Harvey
I
Weinstein.
think so.
What movies, like he's created so many big movies, and like really, or not just him, but he's a part of so many big movies, and like I can't just all of a sudden that I found out he's this horrible person that I can't say, oh, I hate that movie. I'm not gonna. I understand not supporting it, but like you already have supported it. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know. I guess it's different with movies, but like
Well, I think it's pretty similar. Like you said, it comes down to obviously there's a difference between continuing to support the artist in terms of like buying the songs or
Right.
going to the concerts or whatever. But in terms of a song existing and you listening to it and being like, oh, I still like this song. Like I think that's okay. I think, so
I have the solution to it.
you do.
Yeah. So if you don't like the artist, but you do like the art, what you can do,
pirate.
exactly, download it illegally. You don't support them,
It's true.
and you still get to experience the pleasure in this.
See,
art.
but people already say you shouldn't be enjoying their R. Kelly's music. Well, I don't know about other, like, I don't know if with like movies and stuff like that, but I've read like I had to stop. I completely stopped listening to R. Kelly. I deleted all my songs with R. Kelly. It's even artists have said I took off. People who collaborated with him said I took off. I don't know what they took it off to, but
Probably like Spotify, streaming
Spotify
songs,
or
Mm.
iTunes. Like I took my songs off. Who was it? There's a few celebrities that did that. Few singers.
I think there's one main one.
Who?
Was
Was it Taylor Swift?
I'm not too sure.
Mm.
It might not Taylor Swift.
I don't
That wouldn't make
know.
sense. Why would he be working with her?
Was it John
Because she
Legend or
was a
something?
little kid when he was popular. That's why.
off the pill.
Another one that's kind of like this is how what's his name? Chris Pratt is getting kind of like flack.
Why?
Because he was I forgot what talk show he was on, but he was talking about how he's with a church or like an organization, and that church is kind of in line with like anti-gay,
I see.
and so he was getting like flack for that, and like a lot of people, and that I kind of thought of that when I heard that, because then it's like, do you not like his movies anymore? Or like any of the movies he's associated with, or you
Right.
know what I mean? Like that's kind of in line, I think, a little bit with
what people are
it.
trying to say is like you can still maybe like it.
Mhm.
This is what I think. You can like it, but what they're trying to say is like you can't watch it anymore because you can't control what you like, but you can control what you watch.
You think that's
right?
what they're saying, or that's what you're saying?
No, I mean I think that's what they're saying. I think it's okay to still watch it, to be honest. And I think I'm never gonna buy another R. Kelly song.
Yeah.
Not that I really buy songs anymore, but
Right.
if like a certain song comes on and the thing is I don't even know sometimes. Oh, R. Kelly sings this.
Mhm.
Like I can, that doesn't change how I feel about the song.
Yeah.
It may be like in playing it out loud, then I'd be like, be careful who I play it around. But like if I didn't know, like it doesn't change based on what that person is. For me, at least. I don't support artists in the same way. I go by the song.
It's like, are you kind of coming at it from, or agree with us in the sense of like you can support an artist without agreeing with them on certain things? Or you know what I mean?
You can like the art, you don't necessarily have to like the artist.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You do.
100%.
Well, we need someone to be politically correct here, so I'm gonna say you guys are horrible people,
Okay.
and
I'm going to flip too then. Paco, you can't.
You're
dude,
horrible.
That's messed up, Paco.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys
You can't play his music anymore. You can't. I mean, for one, obviously you can't buy it, but you also can't like it have it.
But you can't
anymore.
tell
Or
me
think
that
about
because Space Jam is one of the greatest movies of all time,
You can't think about it.
and they have I Believe I Can Fly in there.
That is true.
I
Oh,
believe
speaking
I
of which, I don't know
can
if you guys know this or not. I think I told you already, but did you know he says "suck my"?
He does?
He says, yeah, it's subliminal. I'm pretty sure it's a true thing. It's like, in the end, he's like yelling like "fly,"
Yeah.
doing that thing. His whole
His
run.
runs.
He goes, "Woo, suck my."
No
Yeah,
way.
go listen to it again.
No way. I can't. That's a trick. You're trying to get me to listen to it again so I can support the artist. I didn't fall for it.
Oh man.
I didn't fall
Anyway,
for it.
I'll listen
anyway, yeah, that it's. I didn't even connect that to he. Did it.
Damn.
He did it.
That's crazy.
I just said don't assume things. You know what? Now it's all adding up. He's putting subliminal messages. Okay, he did it.
Well, the thing about that is a lot of artists put subliminal messages, and you are one of them.
I have some subliminal things in some of my songs.
A lot of your songs.
Yeah, but it's just for fun, just for like me and David.
Mm.
I just tell you guys about it after the fact. People can go listen to it if they find it great, but I don't care.
Basically, what happens is we're listening to a song, and Ryan goes, "Hey, I said this right here," and then it says it, and I go, "Cool."
Yeah. But it's either like really quietly
Yeah.
or it's like played like behind something. It's
Yeah.
kind of like the R. Kelly thing,
Yeah.
but it's not saying suck my.
Yeah.
It's not saying that.
So this is the other extreme of it, right? So can you like someone's art even if you don't like the artist? Is there a threshold to where if they're so bad of a person, will it stop you from listening and supporting? Like,
Like
Hitler.
Yeah, if Hitler made Mo Bamba.
If Hitler made the most fire hits,
Hitler.
I didn't mean to say that. Oh my gosh. Sorry. Actually didn't mean for that to come out. If Hitler made the best hits and then you found out like who Hitler was, right? Like say you didn't know, would you listen to his music or would you be like, okay, that's too far, right?
If he made the most.
And it was like iconic, right? And it was in all these movies.
Okay. Well, I mean, honestly,
I'm not comparing R.
I don't
Kelly's
think you can.
situation
It's not
to
your
Hitler, but-
fault if you didn't know and you liked the song. It's not your fault. But I don't think you should be buying it or supporting the artist in the same. It's the same thing.
So
it's
it still sticks to it.
I don't think you should be. I mean, I personally am not going to go out of my way to listen to an R. Kelly song.
Right.
It doesn't help his case. It doesn't mean I don't like his previous songs because I didn't know that about him when I heard it and
Right.
liked the song. It's like nostalgia for us.
Yeah.
I think for me, a lot of those songs, like even like in the Space Jam song, I Believe I Can Fly. Is that the title?
Yeah.
I
Or
believe
something like that.
I can fly.
Hey,
Oh, I'm not supposed to sing it?
no,
I'm
dude.
seriously so sorry.
Yeah. Anyway, I forgot to say PCness of the week. This is kind of PCness, right?
I think it is, yeah.
It is.
PCness of the week. That was the outro.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Outro.
Moving on.
Because
I
we're about to move on to Twitter questions actually.
Yes, we got to finish. Let's finish it up with some Twitter
Yeah,
questions.
so we have a Twitter account. You can follow it at Off the Pill.
at Off the Pill.
At Off the Pill.
Yep.
And one of the questions
Instagram too.
on Instagram is Off the Pill Podcast, I believe, right?
Yes, on Instagram.
Yeah. And one of the questions for the Twitter was, how do you become motivated when you're in a rut and you don't want to do anything? And I think that's a great question, especially for Ryan, because
Yeah.
pretty much all of last year he was in a rut.
I think
Damn, dude, what?
Yeah, get roasted, dude.
I think that's a very rude thing to say, but that is a good question. I like it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think I did talk about it in that. Was it this year or the last? No, this year. The first one, the first video.
Yeah. I mean, everyone's
Um,
different, but
Yeah,
you gotta say how
it kind of
yours
goes
is.
back to what we were talking about earlier as well, of like me deciding to do things that I want to do. Like this podcast, it's like something I would have never posted, and I already knew like the views were gonna drop, and obviously they did. But it's because it's long form content, and it's not necessarily what people come here to see.
Sure.
But it's something that I've always been wanting to do, and I have fun doing. And I think for me, it's rediscovering why I did YouTube in the first place, and that was to have fun creating new things and doing things that are different that I'm not getting tired of.
Yeah.
And for me, I think when you're in a rut in any way, you got to figure out why. And I think if you really look at yourself and be like, okay, if you're in a rut for what reason? I don't know if this is the same scenario for this person, but at least for me, coming from my perspective, I think you have to get to a certain point where you feel like you feel so stuck that you have no choice but to kind of look at yourself and come up with why you're there.
Yeah.
In general, a general rule that I always say is always ask why for everything. Asking why has helped me in every aspect of life.
Yeah.
Whether like if someone's being mean to you, don't be sad about it. Don't cry. Well, I guess you could cry, but you can be sad. You can be sad as well. But I'm just saying, if you ask why, when I was getting bullied and I hated it, I hated life, I had to ask why, and that helped me. It was like, okay, well, he's doing it because he wants to make people laugh. Why? Because maybe he doesn't at the time wasn't thinking this, but later, because that person probably gets enjoyment out of it. It makes him popular.
Mm-hmm.
So by thinking that way, you find a solution. You'd be like, well, okay, if that's what he wants and that's what I want, how can I do that? How can I make people laugh? Or how can if that's what he wants, then I should know it's not about me.
Mm.
You know what I mean? That's one example. But asking why
yeah.
and everything, even in making YouTube videos, looking at like other people's videos that are doing really well, I had to learn from it. I wasn't always successful on YouTube. It's you just watch videos and see like, oh, I just posted a video that's a skit, how to be ninja, and it did so much better than like the lip syncs. And I'm like, why did this get so much more views? Like I didn't know at the time, but if you always ask yourself why in every scenario, I think it helps everything in life.
Final Twitter question is, how was your guys' first kiss?
First kiss.
To be honest, I don't really remember mine.
Damn, player in the house.
And it's not because I've kissed a lot of girls.
Oh.
Do you remember yours like very vividly?
I remember my first kiss.
Ooh.
It was outside of a movie theater, and it was very...
How old were you?
15 or 16? 15? What is that? Sophomore year for us?
Sophomore,
15?
junior. Sophomore, junior.
Shoot, was I a freshman? I was either 14 or 15.
Okay.
Outside of movie theater, and it was I'm pretty sure her first kiss or not experience, because I do remember kissing and then trying to use tongue. And the weird part was that it was so, I thought she was more experienced because she was the one to like kind of stick her tongue in there.
Yeah.
And it was like a little like, I didn't really know what to do, to be honest. And like there was like this little whirling effect going on. Like a little tumbling, like her tongue started doing a little circle thing. And then just because I didn't know better, I started circling back. So we were just doing like a little twister. Is that TMI or what?
No, that's great. I want more.
No, but I do remember that vividly because
Were you
it was
guys
for the
hugging?
first,
Were you guys hugging? Or
kind of like a embrace, I guess.
But how
and then-
close? Was it like
It was like kind of like a hug.
like a hug? Like
Yeah, yeah. And I just remember.
Were your eyes closed or open?
I don't remember that, but I'm gonna assume closed because I don't specifically remember. But I do remember the tongue thing because I was like, that's not. Is that how it is?
That sounds like a stereotypical first kiss, like outside of a movie.
Well, I mean,
theater.
that wasn't like, it wasn't even a peck. I thought it was just a peck, right? And then we like kissed, and then we just stayed there, and then the tongue came in, swirling around, and then I didn't know better. I mean, like, and then I started swirling back. so it was like a little.
You guys are swirling for a bit then.
A little bit.
a little swirly swirls. That's what's up. That's a good first story or first
It's not.
kiss story.
It wasn't good, but it was
funny.
unique.
That's a good story.
It
Good
hasn't
story, though.
happened since. So
Mine, honestly, if I had to think back, I was probably really young, probably like 9 or 10.
damn.
But it wasn't like a tongue thing. I think it was like a spin the bottle with like girls,
like a pet-
neighborhood girls,
Nobody
and we
would play that with
yeah,
me.
but we kissed on we probably kissed like on the lips, and I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
That was so cool.
I mean,
back
I
then.
thought I was cool, but I didn't get no swirly swirls with
Yeah.
the tongue. So,
Yeah, you wish.
but I was pretty young, so that's why it was not like that. It's not like a typical cool story like that. Yours is cool.
Thanks. That's pretty cool. What are you, Paco? Are you
Mine is-
excited for your
mine
first
is-
one?
I was excited.
Are you? When is that?
It so stupid. You know what? The podcast is over.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
It was. I don't even want to tell. That's a good one.
No,
nice
go.
burn, bro.
go,
Nice
go,
burn.
go, go.
It was freshman year in high school, and it was at a
Same age.
Yeah, band banquet, and I remember I asked the
You were
girl
in
out.
band?
Yeah,
Sorry.
I was in band. I was
Okay.
in drum
Sorry.
line.
Go ahead.
And I asked this girl if she wanted to be my girlfriend, and she said no. And then all of our mutual friends started teasing me because, like, haha, you got rejected. And then out of pity, she said, I want to be your girlfriend. And I was like, it's okay. And she's like, no, I do. And I was like, okay. Yes. So then she became my girlfriend that right there. And then we were dancing. And then I remember Gwen Stefani's A Holla Back Girl came on.
Ooh.
And then, she tried to kiss me in the beginning, but I moved away and she kissed me on the cheek. And I was like, what am I doing?
Wait, why'd you move away?
Because I was nervous.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And so near the end of the song, like this, is bananas,
Bananas,
B-A-N. I was like, I gotta kiss her. So
On that part?
I don't know.
That part's romantic.
What is with you and bananas every podcast?
And then I just leaned in and I kissed her. And there was no swirly swirl. But I remember
Lame.
she did the fish thing.
Oh,
Yeah. But then
Still don't know how to do that.
I had chapped lips. So it's like
Biting
super
rocks?
jaggedy, yeah, like lava rocks. Like she was making out with Pele.
Oh my
And then after that, she moved away, and I said, "I'm sorry about my lips."
no,
Oh
you
my
didn't.
gosh.
You did not say that.
Did.
Oh my god.
Damn, that's another good story.
Holy cow. Oh man.
Yeah,
We are lame, man.
Yeah, we're not that cool. We're not that cool.
I'm sure other people, I mean, like even Will's stories, like yours is just not bad. Your first kiss was just a normal, like peck.
It was very like boring. I had no swirlies, no chapped lips. It was just like, oh, cool.
Oh no, that's less embarrassing.
Yeah,
Alright.
but it's not fun.
Well, that's the end of our Twitter questions.
Great questions.
Yeah. Also, there's a talk of possibly getting a subreddit in terms of like nigahiga stuff.
I thought that already was a thing.
It is, but it's not in use.
Okay.
We're trying to see if that would be something that the
Let us
audience would
know.
be interested in. That's why.
Because I don't know.
Yeah. Ryan is unsure. He would want to know if it's something worthwhile investing time into.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
I guess in the comments, if you guys are interested in, being able to connect, give podcast ideas, anything like that, definitely in the YouTube comments.
And still remember to go and bother your favorite YouTubers, or it doesn't need to be YouTubers. Anyone you really want to see on the podcast, go and send them messages and bother them until they're forced to do it.
Mhm.
With that being said, that's another episode of Off the Pale Podcast, sponsored by. I already knew what it was. I don't know why I did that, Seatgeek. Thanks again, guys.
Yeah.
We didn't need to do this. I'm not going to read it again.
Also, don't forget to follow Twitter, Off the
Yes,
Pill,
and Instagram.
Off the Pill Podcast.
Especially for, we check both for the questions, not just Twitter.
Yeah.
Check the Instagram as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Guess we should do
Outro.
our thing. So we have these like little things to cover the mics because David said it's bad to breathe into them, but I don't want to put this on just to do that. So let's just end it, dude.
How about we go like this?
It's just not the same. Let's just ruin the mics.
Okay.
Thanks, Road.
Thanks,
Anyway, with that being said, see you guys next time.
Swirlies.
You're a good kisser. I saw
I
your
know.
tongue. It's a good kissing.
You guys are jealous.
See you guys.
All just jealous.